Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is John and today we have two news items to cover. Let's hop into the first one. Massive leak of Google search documentation indicates Google may have been lying for years about how Google search operates. Let's get into it. The Verge's Mia Sato reports. Google's search algorithm is perhaps the most consequential system on the internet, dictating what sites live and die and what content on the web looks like. But how exactly Google ranks websites has long been a mystery, pieced together by journalists, researchers, and people working in the search engine optimization space. Now, an explosive leak that purports to show thousands of pages of internal documents appears to offer an unprecedented look under the hood of how search works and suggests that Google hasn't been entirely truthful about it for years. So far, Google hasn't responded to requests for comments on the legitimacy of the documents. Rand Fishkin, who has worked in SEO for more than a decade, says a source shared 2,500 pages of documents with him with the hopes that reporting on the leak would counter the lies that Google employees shared about how the search algorithm works. So it looks like some internal documentation has come out, which conflicts greatly with what Google has said in the past about how search works. This hasn't gotten a ton of news, but I think it's really interesting, especially if you're in the SEO space. Let's go on about kind of characterizing the conflict between Google's previous statements and what these documents say. Lied is harsh, but it's the only accurate word to use here, King writes. While I don't necessarily fault Google's public representatives for protecting their proprietary information, I do take issue with their efforts to actively discredit people in the marketing, tech, and journalism worlds who have presented reproducible discoveries. So if you're not really into the SEO space, there are people who have run experiments and reverse engineered how Google search algorithm works. And Google has come out and I'm sure they haven't outright called people liars, but they've tried to discredit people, which is that's tough. That's really, it doesn't surprise me in the corporate world, but discrediting people who have factual, truthful information it's just distasteful. Anyways, here's an example. One example cited by Fishkin and King is whether Google Chrome data is used in ranking at all. Google representatives have repeatedly indicated that it doesn't use Chrome data to rank pages, but Chrome is specifically mentioned in sections about how websites appear in search. So here's just one example of where Google said one thing, being that they don't use Chrome data to rank pages, and then this documentation actually saying that they actually do that. So it looks really bad. It's not good timing for Google. There's a lot of details in these links. In this leak. It's 2,500 pages. I haven't seen anybody post the full 2,500 pages, but I've seen people writing about it. I'll put links in the description from Rand Fishkin and others about this, but it doesn't look good. This is bad timing for Google. They've already dealing with a lot of pushback on AI overviews, and it's pretty tough days for Google right now. And I'll stress once again, search is Google's biggest revenue stream by far, and they've got a lot of fires going right now. AI overviews, now this hasn't gotten a lot of. It'll be interesting to see the media if they cover this. I don't think they will, because so much of the media is dependent on getting traffic from Google. So I don't think you're going to see a lot of major news outlets covering this. But that's enough Google news for one day. Let's move over to everyone's favorite AI darling, Nvidia. Nvidia's stock has hit new all-time highs. Let's talk about why. According to a report from The Information, Elon Musk has said that his AI company xAI would be building a supercomputer ostensibly using Nvidia's chips. Elon reportedly said he needs 100,000 chips and wants it running by the end of 2025. As a result, Nvidia's stock price hit a new all-time high. Oracle was also mentioned as being involved in building the computer. You'll remember that Larry Ellison was involved in Elon's purchase of Twitter, and incidentally, xAI just announced earlier this week that they raised $6 billion to invest in new infrastructure and new capabilities. So it seems to me that Larry was probably part of the $6 billion raise, and that's how Google's going to be involved. So perhaps within the next 18 months or so, XAI will be a player in the AI space, similar to Google and OpenAI. We will see how it goes. But that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.